YouTube, what's going on, guys? What's going on? I should have enough lighting, but there we go. Add a little more. Quick, I know this is not my normal time to go live. Figure I'd go live for a couple minutes, just talk about the matches. Real quick, my thoughts on the matches I saw today. Yeah, we'll get right into it. I want to make this like a long video. So first was Cole. What's up, man? First was Chance Shaw and Toddzilla. First off, ton of spoilers in here, you guys. If you guys don't know what happened already, then turn this off. I'm about to go over the matches and just my opinion on it. And I know a lot of people are hitting me up asking me about the Dave match and my opinions on that. So I want to get to that. So this is going to be quick. I don't want to sit in here forever. Just real fast reaction to what's going on. So the Toddzilla match with Chance, Todzilla's bicep looked nasty. Chance is able to kind of flatten out his hand and expose it a little bit. But the moment that there was any kind of sideways involved and he tried to go through Todd's bicep, like it was just over. So I'll get to the chat in a little bit, guys. I know I usually hop in there. I'm gonna go over my thoughts on all the matches. I'll talk to the chat for a couple minutes, but I don't want this video to be any more than like 10 minutes. So he couldn't get through Todd's bicep, and Todd was able to hold that bicep is looking nuts. And actually, a lot of the times, Todd was able to get his wrist back, which is surprising. I feel like Chance's angles were more offensive than usual instead of more posty. I think for the first round or two, Chance maybe should have tried to more focus on posting straight back and controlling back here rather than being offensive until he really owned Todd's and exposed Todd's wrist, then start thinking about sideways. In retrospect, obviously, it's all easier if you look back at it, right? So anyway, Toddzilla showed how strong he is. I mean, credit to Chance for going at him and giving him everything he has. Todd shows why he's Toddzilla, right? So I haven't talked to Chance yet. We'll see what his plans are after this and what he plans to do. So that match, the score was 3-0 Todd Hutchings, right? So then it was the King of the Table card, guys. So first round was Larry Wheels and Khalid. Now, like you said in my last prediction video, like I didn't even want to think about – if I thought about specifics of the match, then I would have thought like – Ryan Bowen made a whole video about how Khalid was the favorite, and like it makes sense, right? If you think about stylistically and stuff. But I was like thinking to myself, there's just no way. I don't even want to hear the arguments about styles because there's no way Larry's going to lose to a guy who's not training arm wrestling. There's just no way. There's no way. I said this on my last stream. I can't wrap my head around it. There's just no way he's going to lose. Well, he did. He lost 3-1 to Khalid. And Khalid just had too much hand and then started realizing how to go sideways after he took the hand. And Larry's arm was blown, I think, after the first round. Yeah. And then it was just all bad from there. So I'm flabbergasted by that. Like, Larry, man, my boy, you got to move out here to Southern California, man. We got to get to work, but we got to get you some serious table time. We got to start doing some local events. We got to get you time on the table. And it's hard. Because Larry's trying to make so much content and stuff. I get it, man. You got to keep the people happy. You got to do cool powerlifting videos and deadlift videos and stuff. Man, I didn't see that coming. I just was blindly saying Larry's going to win because I didn't want to think about the specifics because there's just no way that Khaled's not training arm wrestling and Larry's training it and been trained by the best in the world. There's no way Larry loses this, and he lost. So I'm shocked. I don't know Larry's mindset on the whole thing. Hopefully he's doing okay, and onwards and upwards, hopefully. After that was Sarah and Gabby. Gabby looked as strong as ever, controlled Sarah Bachman. Sarah wasn't able to get outside Gabby's hands the very last round, but it was already too late, and Gabby beat Sarah 3-0. So, I mean, yeah, it was really late by the time she was able to expose Gabby's wrist. Too late actually. So that one was not super surprising to me. I thought Gabby would win that. Gabby's amazing. After that was Wagner and Hermes, left-handed. Wagner, score was 3-1, ended 3-1. Hermes as the victor. There was a beginning round in the setup. Wagner was doing an awesome setup, and he was posting, and he was knuckles high, and he was threatening like a top roll. And right when I saw that, I was like, yes, this is gonna be sick, dude. Wagner's playing this smart. He's gonna try to top roll Hermes and stuff, and try to get tight and get out on Hermes' hand because Hermes was starting a little bit dumped. His wrist was a little bit dumped, and Wagner was straight up. And I thought maybe Wagner's gonna post and maybe get to the straps of Hermes where it'll benefit Wagner and all that stuff. But then Wagner kept like setting up for like these posting options, and then hook. And I was like, and then it was like kind of like, man, you had a great lane there, a great option. because Hermes he would just control Wagner's hand and jam sideways. But I thought in terms of trying to post and be offensive with the top roll, that really set things up. He throws away. But the yeah, so I don't know. I was shocked by that. I thought Wagner had it. He did surprise Hermes with a shoulder press and caught Hermes off guard for his one win. But Hermes just had way too much hand control and posting and was able to steer through Wagner pretty handily. I mean, like it wasn't really slowed down too much besides that one where Wagner went a little bit quick. I think Wagner started with a posting style, would have done better. Some kind of top roll offensive move and get Hermes in the straps, something like that. I think it would have went better, but Anyway, okay. So then the big match everybody wants to talk about. Dave Chafee versus Alex Kurdecha. So like I said a bunch of times on this stream, guys, like I wanted to see that match. I wanted to see that match for a while, Alex and Dave, because I wanted to know how strong Alex is. Believe me, I've been doing my Dave Chafee research. Obviously, I'm planning to have a match with Dave. I've been doing a ton of Dave Chafee research, and I realized like there's no way to beat Dave besides being like you have to be close to him in strength. That a minimum of you have to be close to him in strength. There's no one angle you're going to hit where Dave just collapses underneath that, right? Unless you have a King's move, right? But if you're a normal, full functioning arm wrestler, you have to be able to in some way go through Dave's arm. And so Alex, in my opinion, Alex is a great arm wrestler, great dude. But a lot of his matches, he would go forward, go above the people's wrists, and then crash down. So he was using his height really well, but he was kind of banking on it. I was wondering if Alex is banking on his height too much because he would climb like with Hermes and everybody. He would climb and go over the top of their hand and then crash down, right? And they would be holding on and they get rolled out. So I was like, well, thinking to myself, I was like, if you do that with Dave, you have to beat Dave's wrist, which is like it's crazy hard to beat, and then you're at some point you have to deal with Dave's arm and his bicep because Dave will go to the straps. So inevitably the score ended up being 5-1 Dave Chafee, but it was like first round, the straps or whatever, and then he exposed Dave's wrist, but Dave had flop wrist and started going sideways, too much side pressure. It opened up Alex's hand and they got blown. And as the time went on, Alex did a couple weird setups where he was pushing really far into Dave's hand and then trying to roll him out from really far inside. And then anyway, so just the same thing kept happening over and over again until eventually Dave was even able to control Alex outside the straps and just hook him. So this leads me to believe that if Alex would have had a match with Vitali, and Alex wouldn't be able to go above Vitali, like he wasn't really able to go above Dave. Dave has a big hand and a pretty long arm. He's not small. So he wouldn't be able to go above Vitali. I think Vitali, because Vitali's super strong on top of being really long. I think Vitali would have beat Alex pretty handily. I think Alex, sorry, I'm not trying to talk crap, man. I just, from the way this looks, Vitali has a ton of horsepower in there as well. I think a lot. So I think it would have been not the best matchup for Alex and Vitali. Alex would try to go high. Vitali would have been already high up there, and Vitali has more power, I think. But anyway, so he went against Dave. Dave was able to get a hold of him and crush him. Too much side pressure, everything like that. White Wolf, Larry is a lamb. No killer instinct. Sad day. Good prediction on the over the top climb. Dave must have been watching your channel. Go slam Dave. Thanks, White Wolf. I appreciate the super chat, man. So now everybody keeps asking me, Derek, what do you think? Derek, are you scared? Derek, are you worried about Dave? Derek, are you freaked out right now? Like, how scared are you of Dave Chafee, Derek? I'm not at all, guys. I don't arm wrestle like Alex Kurdecha. I mean, maybe I should, man. Maybe I should start trying to use my height more intelligently, but I don't, right? I don't arm wrestle like Alex. Like I said, I started doing my Dave homework a while ago. I've acknowledged that for me to beat Dave Chafee, you have to deal with his arm. Like I know I have to deal with his hand and wrist, and I have to deal with his arm. One way or another, you got to go through Dave's arm to pin him. So I acknowledge that. And I'm not trying to evade that or climb above it and just expose that. I'm training, and everything I'm training is to plan to, in some ways, go into Dave. You can't completely avoid him, right? You got to nut up and deal with Dave Chafee. So am I worried about it? I mean, of course, I respect Dave, and Dave's amazing, and happy Dave won. Congratulations, Dave. Does it worry me? No, not at all. I mean, I don't think Alex arm wrestled Dave the best way possible, and I don't pull like that. So I pull differently in terms of I won't be trying to just run from Dave like that. I don't want to get too much into the exact plan, but yeah, I don't plan to run from Dave. And I'm not saying I'm way stronger than Alex. I'm just saying I don't arm wrestle like that, right? So Who knows? Maybe day of, maybe I will be way stronger than Alex. I have no idea. But I definitely not going to arm wrestle like that. And I was never planning on arm wrestling like that. So no, it doesn't worry me too much, guys. Prep is going amazing. I'm stronger than I've ever been. Everything's going fantastic. So for me, in terms of me and Dave, everything's doing okay. I'm happy with where I'm at, and this match just helps show that Dave's still legit. Now, if I beat Dave, no one can talk crap about Dave being too weak and over the hill, right? Because everybody was saying Alex was top 3 in the world, and Dave beat him pretty well. I mean, it was a match. It definitely Alex was able to take Dave's wrists and the straps and stuff. So that means stuff. Alex definitely had something for Dave, but I mean, Dave was pretty dominant, right? All right, guys. So let's see. I'll hop in the chat for a minute, guys. Sorry, I'm just gonna hop in where we're at down here. We'll do this for how long have I been? 10 minutes. All right, we'll do a 15-minute video tops. Ending at 15 minutes. So we'll do 4 minutes of chat. Larry River is Derek's daughter. She has a big hand. I don't know, man. Skaterboy 312. If Derek beats Dave, it'll be huge for you, Derek. I believe you have a shot. Thank you, Skaterboy. I appreciate that, man. Brad Butler, most definitely rooting for Derek. I expect a close match, but Derek is in there. Thank you. I mean, obviously, Dave's still the favorite, guys. Obviously, I have to prove myself. I mean, you guys will never offend me by saying Dave's the favorite. Derek, you're gonna lose, whatever. That will never offend me. I understand that I'm not the favorite, 100%, guys. So it's not. Yeah, that won't piss me off at all. People predicting that I lose to Dave. Let's see. Could have watched it at the house getting a haircut now. What says won't be close. Y'all are clueless. LMAO. Yeah, everybody's clueless. Is side pressure Alex's problem? I don't know. He didn't really. He doesn't embrace the side pressure, right? He's about controlling the hand completely, instead of going sideways, right? Most you fools says Cardetcho win. I did read a lot of people saying Cardetcho was in a 6-0 Dave. Like that was the most common prediction that Cardetcho was in a 6-0 Dave Chafee. Crazy. She got a big hand. Exponent for Larry, Chance, and Mike Aiello. Maybe. Larry versus a stuck pickle jar. King of the Table 4 confirmed. Stop it. Stop. Don't hate on my boy. Don't hate on my boy. Like the video, everyone says Big D Silver Bullet. Yeah, if you guys can throw a like up there, I appreciate that. So if you beat Dave, then you'd be 100% 4 or 5. Sure. Yeah. Let's see. Skaterboy 312. Derek, if you beat Dave, you are number 3 in my opinion, behind Levon and Devin. Dang. Dave's gonna smack you around. LOL says Tin Man. Hey, statistics would say he would, right? 100% winning on Stake King and staked almost every match. So easy to predict. Y'all just clueless. Larry versus Snapple Jar. You guys stop it. You guys stop with the there's like the new like line of memes is just Larry versus like the Snapple Jar and the pickle jar. Larry versus like a stuck door handle. That's jacked up. No, that's not funny, guys. That's not funny. Let's see. Where we at? Levon, Vitaly, Devin, Dave. Maybe. Yeah, I have Devin at number 2. I know it's controversial. I just in my head I have Devin at number 2. I had Vitaly number 3, and then Dave number 4. Although, wait, Dave still hasn't beaten Mike. It's crazy that's the way that works, right? With the styles, that Mike's like the King's move is so anti-Dave, So he still hasn't beat Mike, but Mike lost to Gennady. I don't know, man. The styles make matchups. Anybody thinks that because Polar A beats Polar B, then Polar C beats Polar, like anybody thinks that is not an intelligent arm wrestler. Makes you realize how scary Levon is. Yeah, I had Hermes and Dave, while most had Alex and Wagner. Thoughts on Chance's match? White Wolf, I said that was crazy. That was the first thing I addressed was Chance and Todd. Todd showed why he's Todd Zilliman, and good thing for kudos to Chance. He was able to expose Todd's wrist some of the times. I just feel like Chance was being a little bit too offensive too early on. There he is. Chance, what's going on, bud? Yeah, that just from the video I saw, whatever. I just Todd's wrist looked better than it's looked in a long time. Because even there was times where Chance got it exposed and Todd was able to dig back in and get it, which normally once Todd's wrist completely goes, it's gone. So that was really not odd, but like different, and then his bicep looked stronger than ever. Todd's like that thing did not look like it was moving. Nothing to lose going against Dave right now, everything to gain. Yeah, exactly, Brad. I have nothing to lose against Dave. Derek, if you can beat Dave, I think he puts you I think this puts you where everyone doesn't want to believe you're at, says Jesse. I know, right? That'd be awesome. Hopefully I get something for him. I mean, I'm just going to keep training. All I can do, guys, same thing like I did for Tim and for Tom Nelson. I'm just going to keep training my ass off, be as big and strong as I can get, and we'll see what happens, right? Larry versus Carrot Top battle to do. Oh, man. Oh, the chat's kind of taking off me a little bit. Sorry, guys. Skater Boy says, Devin, if Derek beats Dave, you easy number 3. You are the great underdog, but I believe you deserve the change. And if you beat Dave, you are the top 3, my friend. That's crazy. I can't even think that way. Like, I mean, I couldn't even think about me beating Tim. Like, I wanted to, and I threw everything at him, and it worked. But, like, imagining, like, actually picturing what happens after I beat Tim, I couldn't imagine that. So I can't imagine beating Dave and, like, what happens what happens after that. Do you think you can beat Cataract? That's just – Jerry's really strong, but stylistically, he is just a stylistic nightmare. Do I think I can beat Jerry? I think I have something for Jerry. Jerry's really good against top rollers, right? I like to hook. I'm down to hook. But with Jerry, you need a deep hook, and I have one. It's not my A+ move. It's probably like my B move right now, not my A move. It's like my secondary move, a deep hook. I'd have to really tighten that thing up for Jerry because the only answer for Jerry is you got to commit harder than him. You got to go shoulder forward. Not saying you have to press him, but you have to connect below his wrist because he flops his wrist. So you got to connect here. So to have Jerry on any kind of defensive or get him outside his shoulder, you have to connect below his wrist. So I mean, I would have to work that hook. So it's just stylistically, Jerry's a really big threat stylistically to anyone, man. Hey, Derek, do you think Dave smashes Hermes in a match? Yeah, I do. I don't think Hermes can get far enough away from Dave. Alex wasn't able to get far enough away from Dave, and Alex could get way further than Hermes, and Alex couldn't get far enough away from Dave. Yeah. I mean, although Hermes has more inside side pressure, like when he goes like shoulder forward, I think Hermes has more internal side pressure than Alex does once he gets in there. But I still think Dave has more. Yeah, I do think Dave beats Hermes. I'm just like picturing the match in my head. Hermes tries to take the hand. Dave either contains or barely loses the wrist and is still able to go sideways on Hermes. I think Dave takes it. Sorry, guys. I'm way behind the chat. This is not my normal Wednesday vibe. What was the score for Dave and Alex? It was 5-1, and he laid down to Alex for fun at the end. So it would have been 6-0. He just gave it to Alex. Larry versus an elderly hospice patient on life support. You guys, come on, man. No, we need Larry. I want Larry to win. We need him to get the W. All right, I'm way past the time. I don't want to, because no one, I want to make this a quick video so people actually watch it, because no one goes back and rewatches the broadcast barely. So definitely want to keep this short, guys. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Dude, we have almost 200 people in here right now. Crazy. You guys, any questions for me before I go? Super chats only, or I'm getting off. But yeah, so in a quick recap, Todzilla looked great. Chance looked amazing. Looked really buff and strong, everything. Obviously, Todzilla came in prepped. I mean, he's been training his ass off. Larry, we got to get you a dub, man. We got to get you a dub. We got to get on the board. Gabby, congratulations. Hermes was amazing. And Dave Chafee looking like Dave Chafee, right? So not scared, excited about our match, excited for another opportunity to prove myself. And, then no one can make excuses about Dave being too weak or something, because now we just proved that he's not weak, right? So if I beat him, you can't say Dave's too weak. So it solidifies. If I beat Dave, that means I'm a badass. So anyway, guys. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Back on Wednesday, we'll do our normal thing. Just I know people want to know my reactions and my thoughts on Dave and Alex and stuff. So here they are. All right, guys. Have fun. Thank you for hanging out. Talk to you later.